Hello. It's the most wonderful day of the week. It's Sarah Wednesday.
Hello.
And hello to you. Welcome to the Black and Orange Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. We have got epic troll slayers. You kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to us. Thank you.
Yes.
And if you're watching on replay, you can go down in the description box. Miss Sarah is going to be kind enough to be timestamping today and organize the questions. Thank you. Thank you. But you can pick and choose what you're interested in the description box, or you can watch back on a higher speed, or whatever works for you. So today I'm using the Aquarian Tarot, one of the two decks. I bought two decks together. The first decks I bought, and this was one of them, although this isn't the actual one. I've had to replace this one. The Halloween deck is still the one I was using nearly 35 years ago. For some reason, I don't know what that thing's made out of. But anyway, and then today's nails are epic. Copper.
Yes, they are.
I love these. I've had them for years.
They're so cool.
Anyway. And I thought for the background today, we'd do a nice soothing, kind of futuristic, but calming. And I know for me personally, if things get really stressful, the more stressful they get, the more I'm just like, I will be in the far future or I will be in deep space. I'll be back.
Yes.
You know, I'm reading sci-fi books with great big spaceships on the front. That's Hi. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be.
Oh, you're good. You're good. And yes, Joyce, no, I was out of town yesterday. My oldest we had to go to the state capitol. So I'm in the top left corner. Baton Rouge is not quite all the way at the toe of the boot, but it's right where, the top of the ankle. So, but we had to drive all the way over there so she can go to the State Board of Cosmetology to take her practical for her esthetician license. So, yes, so we did a turnaround there and back. And someone in the chat was talking about going and hanging out in their library earlier. And it reminded me, we had time to kill while she's taking her tests. And so we Googled the closest library and we went in, and it was so nice. It was a fabulous setup. And the woman came over to me as I was leaving, and she's like, "Oh, you crochet?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am," because I'm crocheting. And she's like, "Well, we have these on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. We have this crochet group, and they get together." And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And I was like, "I can't really, it's." And she's like, "Was transportation an issue? We could send somebody." I said, "Sweetheart, I'm in Shreveport." I was like, "I love you for the offer, but that's a bit much." And she goes, "Okay, but if you're ever here." So,
oh, that's sweet.
It was very sweet. So librarians are just cool.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yes.
I Visualize 70 said the Halloween deck is made out of magic. I think so. Texas Blue gifted 10 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you, Texas Blue. Thank you. Thank you. Scanman says, I didn't know you were a space opera fan. The 9 books in The Expanse, loved them. All of them. What was the Dauntless? What was the name of it? I read last year. I read a series. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. Anyway, it's so good. It was a whole bunch of them, and then I sent poor Miss Sarah a trilogy, a soft cover, but it's a big book. It's a doorstop of a book. It's a trilogy, and it's a Star Trek trilogy. It is so good, but they have lives. So
my husband kidnapped it to read it first, and he's gotten through some of it, and his ADHD is worse than mine. And so I'm like, are you still, so I need to, yeah. Innocent Potato, I don't think it's so much Elon is obsessed with space itself. Elon is obsessed with a new area he can try to control.
Ding, 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 ding.
He doesn't want to go to space for space sake. Mm-mm. He wants a new, the thing about land is we're not making any more of it.
Right.
He wants his own space that he can control. And so, yeah.
And if you think about it, what is the, if it's not set up by NASA, where everything has a kind of vaguely scientific, but vaguely militaristic bent to it, if it's just some super ultra rich guy, you've basically got a cult in space.
Yeah.
You've got an isolated cult.
Yeah.
Where you can't even get air without his approval.
Paying homage. Yeah.
Right. I've read about this in the future, actually. I actually did, this was years ago. I recorded a couple of videos. I read about us going to Mars and us going to Venus. And the videos just vanished off my computer. I have no idea why they were saved. They were there. To this day, I have no idea what happened to them. But I do remember the kind of answers that I got. And that was the thing about Mars. It's very exciting. And it's very exciting for quite a while, but here's the problem. It reaches a point where, yay, we've done it. There's not enough gravity.
Yeah.
It's we don't have the technology to terraform it yet. And people who are born there,
yeah.
It's like a place you can visit, but you can't live your whole life there.
Right.
And I know in sci-fi books, it's like, I was born and raised on Mars and da, da, da. It's like, no, not really. Not. And I don't know. It just seemed like after a while, it's like, which, yeah, deadly radiation from the sun, exactly visualize 70. People born there couldn't come to Earth, right? Asked Terry. It's a possibility. It's a possibility they couldn't handle the gravity here. Now, here's the thing about Venus, which I'm more interested in, because the big problem is it's not rotating fast enough, and isn't it almost tidal locked with the sun? I mean, it's moving so slowly that one side is so hot and the other side would potentially be cold. But if we could terraform it, at least it's the right size, which means it has the right mass, which means we've got the gravity situation would be okay.
Yeah.
And as ridiculous and oversimplified as this sounds, I always wondered, because when you put anything man-made down on the ground on Venus, it's 900 degrees Fahrenheit. And there's so much pressure that it just starts just breaking down anything we put on there. And it's maybe because of the way they have to build the cameras, or it's just the pressure is such that it messes, so that everything there's a slight fisheye quality to everything. But I always thought, well, if we could come up with something, you could almost use the heat and pressure of the planet itself as the energy source to do terraforming, in theory. Now, how to do that, I don't know.
Yeah, that's outside of my pay grade. But in theory, yeah.
Because you've got all that heat, you've got all that pressure, and if you could, if we could fix the atmosphere, and certainly in sci-fi books, there are There are planets like that that have a decent atmosphere, but they're colonized. They just colonize along that barrier between the light and the dark side. Now, the problem is, I don't think Venus is actually tidal locked. So you couldn't just build in one place and just stay there, because it would get suddenly, after a while, it would get very hot or very cold. Anyway. But yeah, that interests me. But what I was getting in the reading that I did was the biggest problem, not that the atmosphere is not a big problem, huge problem, but the real problem is that what I was getting was, after you fix the atmosphere, it's the ground. It's the toxicity of the ground.
But here,
well, I mean, if you think about it,
yeah.
So
everything's been crunched down on there, so it's
and all that nastiness, and it's like, oh, well,
it's been forcefully infused with yuckadoo for
that's the official scientific term. Yuckadoo. So
yuckadoo.
Yeah. But yeah, there is talk that in theory, we could live in the clouds of Venus. In theory, it's not as hot. Could move around.
Marge would love that.
Oh yeah, Miss Paranoia herself. But we're going to get to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So, do you want to read today's episode?
Oh yeah. Oh boy. Oh, Marvin the Martian. Yes. Okay. On today's episode, Elon has been saying he was going to fix Grok, his AI, for months, because Grok has continuously called him out on his lies. It seems they did make some changes, and let's just say Grok has changed.
Grok is no longer our buddy.
Grok would be welcome in 1930s Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get to that. It seems that when Trump was on the campaign trail last year, leading up to the election, he was talking a lot of smack about Putin in private to make himself look good. And there are 61 seconds of the Epstein security footage video that is just missing.
Yeah.
And they're trying to say that, well, all of the video from that prison there's a minute missing. At a prison, a minute every day. And they're going to go find...
And it's that minute. It's
that
just...
minute, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're going to go find other video and release it to prove how there's a minute missing out of every day at a prison.
Ring cameras don't have minutes missing.
Exactly. So anyway, these are just a few of the things we're covering today.
These are a few of my least favorite things. All right. Yes. All right. Thank you, Paula. Paula says that there's apparently an editing menu visible on the top of the video. I'm going to have to...
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen that. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying I haven't seen when it was pointed out. Lordy hell. Okay.
No, you better, I've got to find this. Hang on.
Okay.
We've got to close a bunch of stuff here. Okay.
We're gonna move. We're gonna move this up. So at 14:30. So the question is, the DOJ released the security footage of what was going on outside Epstein's cell when he passed to quote unquote prove nothing was sketchy. The problem is that there's 61 seconds missing. Bondi says that the system loses a minute every day, which no one believes. What's going on? The Daily Show was like, was he jamming to the Beatles and they couldn't get the licensing, so they had to cut it out? Oh my gosh. This is wild.
I'm trying to find. I believe I heard something. Was it in the like top right or something? I don't know. I'm seeing lots of things that talk about the missing minute, but editing. One second. Okay, I'm not seeing that, but I would believe it.
Yeah, I would believe it. Paula, if you at some point can, Paula, if you have any sources for those, feel free to drop them below or message. Yes, thank you. Find me the video. Yeah, message it to me on Messenger in case I don't see it in the chat, and we can always pop back over here. But so what's going on?
And it's not just a minute, it's 61 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even just 60 seconds, it's 61.
Yep. Yeah.
Lewis says that video has had more work done to it than Loomer and Gnome combined. And it's the only one visible, and it's up in the corner. On some kind of little cul-de-sac, some little area up off to the side, because the video of his actual cell just oopsies.
If any of you have ever worked in a secure facility, or whether it be a medical or
you have,
that you can't afford to have minutes missing. That's not how it works. That's, and no, it's just no.
I'm good at protecting the emperor. Protect the emperor, protect the emperor, protect the emperor. Illusion, delusion.
Amy, thank you, sweetheart.
Oh,
very sweet of you.
Thank you, Amy. That makes a huge difference. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. This is illusion, delusion. Out in the cold. Well, I mean, the Dumpy and his ilk have been pushing the worst of the worst conspiracy theories for years, and now suddenly it's nothing to see here. Oh, there's something missing. Oh well, and they think this is just going to go away. Really? Two of Cups, partnership. King of Cups, Nine of Wands. Well, I need some clarification, because these are going to be either medical people or Democrats holding somebody accountable, making life difficult for somebody. What's going on here? I need some clarification. But I'm absolutely getting illusion, delusion, to protect the emperor or would-be emperor.
I'm looking at what Paula sent me, and I'm not debating that this is legit. I'm just saying there hasn't been any major. It's a gentleman that's on YouTube that's talking about it that has the footage. It's not. I don't see it having been picked up by a major channel. That doesn't mean anything, because a lot of time that's how this starts. Like, grassroots people break things, and then mainstream media comes up, on the end. But
they've gotten themselves into a pickle. There's way too much sunlight on this for the amount of lies that have been told. sleepless nights, worry. He was okay. This man is scum of the earth.
Oh yeah.
And anything I say, please never think that I'm saying anything positive about this man. Thank you, Finzenberger. Thank you so much. Thank you. I believe this man popped out of his when he left his body. His energy field was so low vibration. Mm-hmm. What I get is it's not hell as a pit of fire. What I get is it's just energy compacted down. And I think when he came out of his body, I think he just sunk right down to those compacted layers. Mm-hmm. So that he can't move. Oh, Carolyn, thank you so much. Gifted 10 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you. He can't actually move.
Right.
His spirit can't move, but it's always connected. Mm-hmm. I believe all of our souls, no matter where we end up, there's always a little connection, even if it's what I call a trickle charge.
Right.
But these nasty low vibration entities, what they do is it's almost like they start transforming themselves so they look inhuman, like they look like monsters, because they need negative energy to feed off of. And so they start, monster, and it's just like, you're pathetic. But that's what they do. And that's what I get. This guy is scum of the earth. But I'm getting the sense that he was, as much as someone who's as much of a sociopath as he was, I'm getting some being worried about not only being held accountable, but also that somebody was gonna take him out. Knight of Wands is there, and then the Star. One thing they don't have on tape is if somebody visited that cell. We know that Bill Barr was there and had a little chit chat. Mm-hmm. So I asked for some clarification. King of Wands, that's Trump. The Knight of Wands works for the King of Wands. So adding insult to injury, this will do a lot of damage the more information that comes out. 10 of Wands is the burden. 7 of Wands is on the defensive. This is not going away. This is not going away. And okay, I keep saying the reason there was a French Revolution was because the aristocracy and the religious leaders in France stirred up the populace against the king in order to gain power for themselves. You don't stir up the populace and make them angry and without it blowing up in your own face.
Right.
And Republicans have been playing footsie with this for years and years, this idea. We'll just rile them up a little. We'll just tell them these heinous stories. We'll just make things. We'll just cherry pick. And then they'll be mad enough they'll vote for us. But with this, you've gone too far.
Yeah, Amy says it quite well. They were so stupid to talk about it. They should have just kept their mouths shut. But no critical thinking skills whatsoever. Paula, thank you so much. I can't pull those up while we're here and show the copyright and whatnot, but I will go through those later and get some skills, get some screenshots, and we can look at those later. Y'all.
But wait, there's more.
All right.
Number 2.
25
minutes. 25 minutes, 20 seconds in.
Yes. So Elon has been saying he was going to quote unquote fix Grok for months because Grok has continuously called him out on all of his lies. And it seems there were indeed some coding changes that took place this week. Ahead of the changes, Musk said Grok had been improved significantly and that users will, quote, notice a difference. I mean, he's not wrong.
We've noticed the difference.
Yeah, the noticeable difference is Grok seemed to be taking a far-right attitude towards culture and race with a particular zest for anti-Semitism. Grok now notes that Hitler is a, quote, figure worthy of admiration. There are also many other examples of hatred and yuckadoo. So is this going to backfire on Musk? One of the public things... I'm sorry.
Please go ahead.
One of the public things that they released on his coding is that Grok has now been taught to assume that whenever anybody argues with the right or with Elon and they have a source, Grok is to assume that source is biased.
Yeah. Assume all mainstream media is biased.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I can't remember. Anyway. I'm getting this was expensive.
Well, Elon didn't do the coding. I mean,
it's just having your own AI is a thing. Oh, I just remembered what I forgot. What I was going to tell you. I noticed the other day. I had some reason to go over there. You can no longer just like go over to X and just read what's there. You have to sign in.
Yeah.
That's not how it was. So, oh look, it's the devil card. There's the hanged man. There's the 3 of swords. Ouch. There's the lovers, which is the cult, and the king of swords. I'd say Grok is just a tiny bit compromised, just a bit.
Yeah.
By someone who is absolutely, utterly heinous. That's true, Bernadette. X's CEO just resigned. Yeah, I saw that. Even she was like, I am out of here.
No, I don't blame her whatsoever.
No. Is Grok going to be fixed at any point, or should we just assume that Grok is evil?
He was the only redeeming quality left. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Mayor's asking, won't that bankrupt Grok? Because I think it's XAI is the name of the company. Six of Cups. We remember. There was the decision made for Pentacles. A day late and a dollar short. 10 of Swords. Ouch. 10 of Wands. Burden. 3 of Pentacles. New right-wing plan. Yeah, we'll miss you. We'll miss you, Grok. Yeah.
All right. At 29:17. Okay, y'all.
Save, or are you not able to?
Okay, there we go. Saved.
Thank you. I need to follow along, or sometimes I get lost.
No, you're good. At it changed time at 29:40. Y'all. It seems that when Trump was on the campaign trail last year, leading up to the election, right? He was talking a lot of smack about Putin in private to make himself look good to his big donors and whatnot. New recorded audio verified by CNN and the Daily Beast has Trump telling mega donors that he told Putin directly on the phone that he was going to bomb the mess out of Moscow if Putin didn't leave Ukraine alone. I mean, I'll have no choice. I'm just going to have to, you don't leave them alone. I'm going to have to bomb the out of Moscow. Yeah.
Since we can all, a world card.
Since we can all doubt the validity of this conversation between the two having actually happened, especially the way that Trump says it, how is Putin going to take this attempt by Trump to belittle him?
Well, so this is just coming out now.
Yes.
He actually said it last year.
Yes, he said it right before the election last year.
Well, Putin isn't listening. I mean, Trump's upset about that.
Now, Putin's upset about a lot of things. We've got more stuff about Putin being mad yesterday. But, or not yesterday, next. Sorry, my brain, y'all. Traveling yesterday, I'm off. I'm off my game. Please bear with me. But, yeah.
Amanda's asking, does Trump speak his war plans into the McDonald's drive-thru?
Uh-huh.
He would, except he has other people go do that. It's how he, because he's paranoid about being poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
So they use different restaurants and have different people go out and get the food. Yeah. King of Pentacles. Well, Trump hasn't been allowed to do the business deals with Moscow that he wanted to. Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm getting.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be a decision with military. Mm-hmm. Okay, that would be a decision. There's America. Meanwhile, Hermit, right in the middle, as in pulled away. Mm-hmm. Eight of Wands. Oh, threat of the stuff. Six of Pentacles. Share. This is a yes, Donnie. That's nice. Putin's not taking him seriously at all. Trump. If Putin believes, not wrongly, that Donald Trump is a buffoon of the highest order.
Oh yeah. The actual. Hang on. I need to read the entire quote because I cackled, y'all. This is Trump's retelling. Makes it sound like it was Bill and Ted. I'm serious. Okay. With Putin, I said, if you go into Ukraine, I'm going to bomb the out of Moscow. Trump said in the leaked recording, I'm telling you, I have no choice. You know, the public. And he goes, I don't believe you. He said, no way. And I said, way.
Whoa.
Totally tubular. Yeah.
No way. Way.
Jesus, have mercy. So, moving on, because this next one ties into that. 3410. These revelations were after yesterday's cabinet meeting where Trump promised more aid to Ukraine and then noted, we get a lot of BS thrown at us by Putin. If you wanted to know the truth, he's very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless.
Kettle.
And so Putin's like, okay, and responded with a record-breaking attack of 728 drones and 13 missiles launched at Ukraine after Trump's... So is Trump going to learn to shut his mouth? Because he keeps poking this bear.
Yeah. No, he's not going to learn. And frankly, something like that, Putin would have already had in the works.
Moscow's saying it's in retaliation. It's like, if you keep saying, yeah.
But that's right.
I agree, Veronica. Keanu is a doll. I love that.
Yes. Yep. I do not have words to express to you what a buffoon Putin thinks Trump is. I mean, you and I, none of us, I don't think anybody here think of ourselves as being so superior to somebody else that it's like, top of Everest to the depth of the Marianas Trench, but Putin's a sociopath and narcissist and you name it. The contempt he holds Trump in is hard for us to even fathom. That's what I'm getting. So, Knight of Swords, your big threat? Yeah, or your whatever institution, Page of Cups, Queen of Cups. So, yes, you have this massive military, and you don't even use it. You have all of this stuff, and you let women have power. You let these weak-willed people in power. You have all this, and this is what you do. And Ten of Pentacles, Dumpy's legacy. I know what real power is. You all are pathetic. No, Trump is pathetic, but yes. Putin is one of the few people on this earth that I don't think should be taking up oxygen personally. Right. I really don't. I'm generally I'm against violence except in self-defense. But there's so many who have to use self-defense because of him.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. At 38:10, and Sandra, I very well know I'm not too young for Wayne's World. 90s SNL was my jam. So, Nettie says, with Felon 47 declaring that he hates all Democrats and that we hate America, and the Supreme Court, 6 of them, giving him the power to take people's birthrights away, what is going to happen if he starts to remove citizens or independents who vote for Dem policies? Will the court reverse that order? Basically, is he going to go too far at some point against Democrats and independents, or even SCOTUS is like,
yeah, they just now they're allowing Trump to fire all of those government workers.
Yeah, of course they are.
And the thing about the Supreme Court is they are so short-sighted. They are so full of themselves. I am shocked because it is only a matter of time before he takes your power away.
Bingo.
But no, the leopards would need my face.
No, not theirs.
We're members of the Supreme Court. We are superior.
Superior, yes.
Well, the plans are ugly, just in and of themselves.
Yeah.
It's not like you'd come up with something particularly new. stirring things up. Oh, look, it's the Justice card. Two of Pentacles, very shaky ground. Very. Wheel of Fortune. And Page of Cups. So, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. And then suddenly you have someone who is powerless or has very little power, maybe even children. So I get some more information. Trump finally going to do something that even the Supreme Court's going to be like, oh, heck no. Yeah, they're not listening to basic human rights. Three of Swords, Death card in the middle. That's not good. Page of Wands, Eight of Cups, things left unfinished. I don't even know that it. I mean, first of all, he already has deported some American citizens.
Yeah.
Great. But what I'm getting here is more the inhumane, like the camps, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting. And you get to the point where you get effectively, even if it's not overt, you get torture and you get people dying. You get enough of that happening. Because you have bullies and things are unfinished. There's flooding, electrical stuff wasn't properly grounded or insulated, but there's going to be damage before then. It won't be something where, oh, the Supreme Court finally came to their senses out of the blue. No, it would be something has to be done for a long time. Something has to be done. This has gone too far. This has gone too far, blah, blah, blah. Supreme Court, why aren't you doing anything? And eventually they're like, oh, all right, I'll do something.
Yeah. And you and I have talked before, while all of these decisions are benefiting these buffoons, they don't care. It's when they've realized that, or when it twigs that they're literally they're plotting their own demise.
Ding ding.
That's when we're going to have an issue. That's when they're going to be like, hold up.
Right.
So.
But no, he's only going after the bad people. Mm-hmm. Not us. We're untouchable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Keep telling yourself that.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. All right. At 4310, Heather has a question. Will any high-profile officials or politicians leave the country to escape retribution for Trump?
From Trump?
Ask as a barometer. Yes, from Trump. I ask as a barometer of how far Trump's plans for autocracy will get.
Oh, I'm not getting travel. I'm getting stirring up the base. Stirring up. And wasn't I just saying? Well, that's one thing you don't do.
Mm-hmm.
Knight of Pentacles, Hierophant.
Mm-hmm.
So these are active Republicans. This is the institution. But I'm getting far-right communication. I'm getting feeling beaten up, and I'm getting a big old death card. These are not travel cards.
Somebody was asking Dorinda. Here's the thing: what most people don't realize on no tax on tips. Okay, so the way that it's worked for forever, you're a server, right? At the end of your shift, you have to report how much how many tips you've made in your shift, and then when you get your paycheck, that's sort of like included and stuff, and then you're taxed out of your main paycheck on the tips that you made. Now, supposedly the no tax on tips thing, you're not going to see that on your paycheck anymore. Okay. Wonderful. The issue with that is that it is still included in your gross pay when you file your taxes. You still pay when you file your taxes based on your it's not taken out of your paycheck. You still have to pay it when you file your taxes at the end of the year, because it's included. I saw somebody break that down yesterday. It's your gross front money. So yeah. Did that make sense?
No, but
okay.
Have they screwed it up? I don't doubt it.
Oh, no. It's not. No, it's not that they screwed it up. It's on purpose. It's making people think. It's tricking them into thinking that, yes, exactly, chat. All the taxes are going to be due at the end of the tax year. So it's going to eat their refunds. They're not paying taxes out of their weekly paycheck. It's going to be held out of their tax refunds.
Oh, joy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
wow.
Alrighty. Moving on at 47 even. Nettie has a question. Nettie says, I just listened to Macron Felon 47 at the palace in his speech, and he said that the EU will not turn their backs on Ukraine like the US has, and it was a great speech. Canada is calling America the greatest threat to them because of Felon 47. How is Congress going to act on that news with calls for impeachment being made by not just our people, but other nations? Other world leaders are saying you have to get rid of this man. Is that going to make any difference? That it's not just the American people, it's other nations?
Nope. Nope. Star Hierophant. Yeah, good for you. 3 of Cups, Queen of Cups. Doesn't matter. Far right victory. Card for reading, Ace of Cups. It's Congress. They don't
care. Yeah.
No, because doing anything different, they would see as giving power to the Democrats.
Absolutely.
And of course, you cannot cross the cult leader. You can't.
No, absolutely not.
Oh my gosh, this next one. Oh, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, everybody. Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
So now after we get this one, don't read ahead because I want to get your reaction live. So, but this one, yeah. In a recent interview with Steve Bannon, Marge noted that the deep state and the Pentagon are always trying to take her out because of her need for accountability for military spending on Ukraine. Is her mental state okay? Like, Marge.
The deep state is always trying to take her out.
Yes, and the Pentagon. Yes, because she keeps demanding a comprehensive list of what we've spent in Ukraine, and they hate her, and they're trying to take her out all the time.
Are they in the room with us right now?
Now, I know that there are multiple definitions of takeout, like maybe eliminate her power, silence her forever is another option. I don't know. No, Veronica on a date. I mean, it's Hexeth. That would be a match made in Hades. But yeah.
She. Okay.
Mimi sis. Marge, honey, you're taking yourself out like the trash. Yes.
Yes, it was you in danger, girl. Okay, she is not in Trump's inner circle like she believes she should be. I know. Queen of Wands. She's been faithful to the MAGA cause, whatever. King of. She's being kept out by the mainstream Republicans who are because she's MAGA, and even MAGA, didn't they kick her out of the caucus at one point or something? And and
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this.
A Knight of Cups. There's your Democrats. They're your Republicans. They're your Democrats, and she's just been faithful to the MAGA cause. The reality is here you have the far right victory, but she's hemmed in. They're not trying to unalive you, but just because you think everybody, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not against you. They don't like you.
I mean, who does?
Exactly.
I hate it when they do something I agree with them on.
Oh, no, it's okay. Because, no, they're isolating her because she is so
ridiculous,
abrasive, and stupid. I'm sorry. She really is. We're not talking about, she's not even she's not even a workable butter knife in the drawer. I mean, really.
Well, what kills me though is that, active stupidity has consequences. Do you know how many weathermen, including our own weathermen, that's funny, Amy, including our own weathermen locally, that are having to post on social media what cloud seeding actually is, and that wasn't, the floods weren't done on purpose, and that cloud seeding could not have done that to that degree? Like, it's this type of rancid, willful ignorance is contagious. I mean, it's an epidemic up there with measles. It's redonkulous. And it gives me the Lewis Black fingers. I just...
is the question that where was it?
Is her mental state okay?
Well, Bernadette is asking, will she be voted out this next time? She's in a really red district. Is my understanding. And she does, my understanding is also that she actually does a lot of stuff for her red district.
When they can find her.
When they can find her. Yeah. We would like if she was done, world card. But here's the sun and the moon. Whew, that's highs and lows, and the racism here, and the howling at the moon, and this is, oh boy. And in the center we have the cult. Ace of Wands, you have the far right bludgeon.
Yes. And
Four of Pentacles, which is a day late and a dollar short, but let me get some clarification. This might be somebody trying to, maybe not.
While you're pulling that, Deb, yes, there is a measles problem. There is a measles problem because there's also, it's again, that rancid, willful ignorance that is keeping people from vaccinating and taking precautions when they can't vaccinate. And just the stupidity, it hurts us. Marge hasn't passed Big Mac smell test. I don't even know exactly what that means, but it's hysterical. Chat, yes. RFK Jr. is the measles problem, yes. It's...
Okay. When I read on her boyfriend the other day, who was talking about running in Congress, I was getting he won't, but she's going to be running.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I do have some weakness at the end, but I'm not getting the cards I would want to see to say yes, no.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she almost has to run again though, because she can't go back to being who she was before. She's not going to go back to just being a gym owner, and I mean, she doesn't have any power there.
Right. I don't know who they could put up against her. Is part of the problem. I mean, she'd have to get primaried by a more centrist Republican, and we have to seriously think about where her district is, who these voters are.
Yeah,
that they put her there in the first place, and then did it again.
Okay, y'all. I say this as somebody in Mikey's district. Okay, I'm not smack talking to smack talk, but Georgia, y'all need to get on the ball. Like, y'all need to, and like, we need to get on the ball too. I mean, I'm just, we're gonna do it. Just,
vote blue.
Yes,
vote blue. All right. Okay. Now, Sarah said she had something else to ask me, but she didn't want me to know ahead of time because she wanted my honest reaction. Okay, here I am.
Okay. All right. All right. So we know now what Trump and Obama were discussing so jovially at Carter's funeral. Remember that? Where they were sitting next to each other, and and Trump's just smiling, and Obama's like, okay, Trump was begging Obama to go to his golf course. How he really needs to come golfing at his golf courses. And he's like, apparently Trump was complaining that, his people had been connected. Like, he's like, he'd tell his folks, call Obama. I need to talk to Obama. And he's like, yeah. And my people and your people would be talking to each other. And for some reason, they can't merge the calls for, like, I couldn't get through to you. Like, there were technical, like, they couldn't. I should have warned you not to drink anything. He's like,
wait, sorry, you're cracking up. I can't, nope, sorry. I can't. I don't know. Okay.
He's like, yeah, our people won't connect, and I've been trying to call you directly, and there's just our I don't know if it's my people are stupid or your people are stupid, but nobody knows how to work a phone anymore, and I've just been trying to call you because I need you to come down to the club, and I just think it'd be really cool, like.
Is there a question, or does it matter?
Well, remember I said I was going to read this to you, and I'm just going to let you pick the question. Because I didn't know what the question would be here. And I wanted to make sure that your reaction to this was as genuine as possible, so I didn't want to spoil it for you. Yes, Bernadette, no wonder Obama was laughing so hard. Because that man is just sitting here like, do y'all hear this mother flincher over here? Like,
Trump and Obama.
Yeah.
The future of Trump and Obama. That's the question here. Are they going to be buddies? Is Obama going to be at his golf course?
You know, he's over there thinking, I'm so glad Michelle is not here. Oh, God.
I hope the rumors aren't true. But
what? Oh, no, they don't seem to be. She's doing a lot of different podcasts lately, and she hasn't given any indication. Yeah. So, yes, Holly, it sounds like Obama's people did do their job. They're like
very, very well. Okay. Okay, we start out with just the sheer amount of garbage that Trump gave Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
And so, J for Genius, President Blunderdum, had a plan. He's waiting for his ship to come in. I know. I'll have him over to play golf.
His people probably thought they were being punked.
Yeah, well, yes. That too. Why? Why does Trump want Obama to come play golf?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Trump not only would be more welcome with the others, but so he can prove how much better he is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a thief card right in the middle, which is both Trump's intention, but also the oopsies, did I drop that call? Oh, sorry. And then on the defensive, do I drop on the defense? I don't know. And then he's going back to his... It's a trap, yes. And then Trump's going back to his golf course. I don't understand I don't know. Meanwhile,
he's sitting here. He's just trying to be benevolent and put aside by. That man might as well have been calling about Obama's extended car warranty. They were not on the phone.
Trump burned that bridge a long time ago.
So much C4.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And even here, it's not entirely serious, but it's like even Obama's like security. It's like, don't you have somewhere nice to be? Did you do you know what a flippin' deal it would be for the two of you to go golfing? But this would all be about Trump trying to make himself look big.
Thank you, Jessica. Yeah.
Big Mac is not that's not the Secret Service code name for him. No.
Maybe not his official one. I don't think that would be his official one. But
yeah. The whole point is Scan Man, Obama should have invited Trump for a game of basketball. Yes.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do it. It's a trap. It's a trap. It would be awful. Awful.
Yeah. Whew. Well.
Thank you for being here today.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I wanted us to end on a laugh today because today was kind of heavy. So I'm glad. Just.
Wow.
So
okay.
Going through a tunnel.
Oh, the call was dropped.
If you're trying to get out of a call, don't hang up. Just put it on airplane mode because it just cleanly disconnects it and it sounds like you actually dropped the call instead of making the thing. So yeah.
Thank you for letting us know. Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us for today. And thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
It is 1:17 p.m. here in Chicago and in Shreveport.
Yes.
And 3 o'clock, Miss Sarah will be starting creative sprints. I will be along as soon as I can. And I will be right back here tomorrow. So please do put your political questions in the chat before I come on. I love reading on them, and thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Try, maybe come by creative sprints. We'll just encourage you.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not alone. We are in this together. Beep. We are all in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right, so take care, and we'll see you later. All right.